What do you think the real purpose of the soul is? You mentioned, which I already knew, and probably some of our listeners did, that the your soul is a combination of your past, present, and future life of all things. I mean, I
Yes.
wasn't sure if I heard future before, but I know that I heard past lives. It's reincarnated because we never really, the soul never really dies. We all have eternal life, and it just reincarnates. I mean, not too many, I'm not sure if the Christian faith believes it, but as a Christian, I do believe it because, I follow a lot of teachings from the Buddha. You talked about the Buddha and, the Western, Eastern philosophy. So, what is the purpose of the soul? Is I think you mentioned earlier that it is to fix problems from the past and and identify the future. So, for instance, let's say people joke about it, but let's say that you did something bad in a past life. Is your soul going to come here to kind of repair that karmic debt?
Okay, so as I mentioned, your soul is here to evolve, right? So what
That's
does
the
that
word. Okay.
actually mean? Like
Yes.
in practical terms, is three pieces of information, and that's what the oracle wheel identifies. So first of all, you become human is for you to hear, to experience the abundance and joy in life, right? Otherwise, you can just remain in the spirit realm.
This year, skip breaking a sweat and get 3 months unlimited mobile service at mintmobile.com/transform for just $15 a month. Welcome back to the Transform Your Mind to Transform Your Life radio podcast and television show. I'm your host, life coach Myrna Young, and sitting in the guest chair today is Helen Plehn, author of the Aura Color Wheel. And Helen and I are going to be talking today on the topic using the Aura Color Wheel system to identify your soul's purpose. Yes, that's going to be the focus of our conversation today, our soul's purpose. And I am interested to know why my soul came here. I've had several conversations on the show before, maybe about the soul's purpose and the Akashic records and all these different things. So, because our soul came here with a purpose. And a lot of times we don't know what our soul purpose is. We don't know what the purpose is that God brought us here. So Helen's work is, using our aura to identify that. So stick around. You welcome, Helen.
Thank you so much for having me today, Mona.
You're very welcome. Awesome, awesome. All right, so let me give you guys a brief introduction. Helen E. Plehn is the founder of Helen Creates Beauty and the creator of the Aura Color Wheel, a system to identify your soul's purpose through your soul aura color. Her book, The Aura Color Wheel, What Your Soul's Aura Reveals About Your Inner Gifts, Wounds, and Lessons, is published by Hay House Publishing. Helen is an aura reader, intuitive painter, certified crystal healer, angel channeler, and certified yoga and meditation instructor. Her spiritual awakening began in 2012 after a psychiatric ER visit due to severe anxiety and depression. Many prophecies have hinted 2012 as the shift of the ages and a time of transition. After more than a decade of daily meditation practice, spiritual wisdom education, and a deep quest for her soul's purpose and happiness, she founded Helen Creates Beauty LLC with the mission to help 1 million souls to find and live their soul's purpose with joy and fulfillment. Awesome. All right. Well, as I said, in a little bit in the intro, that, the soul's purpose is something that a lot of us do not pay attention to or know or anything. So, Helen, as we start off, what exactly does your soul's purpose mean? Is it the same as, in the Bible, it says that God had a purpose for us and he knew what our purpose was from the time we were in the womb? Is it the same thing or is it something different?
It's very similar, I would say. So from a like question or like what we begin to ask is like really who am I? Why am I here? And how can I be truly happy? I think that's the essence of your soul's purpose. And from a soul standpoint, actually, first of all, we need to understand what is your soul, right? So, okay, soul purpose. So what exactly is your soul?
Yeah.
So it's like from a soul standpoint, you're just a bowl of light. It's basically your soul is light energy that you radiate, and that's around your heart chakra in the center of your heart. So basically is the in theory permanent energy that's incarnate when you incarnated this lifetime, that's going to your heart, and that has a total sum of your past, your future, all in one basically. So it's
Mm.
light energy. So that's also why, if it is light energy, so what is energy? Energy is just vibration. It's information that vibrates. So your soul aura color can reveal the past or total sum of this particular soul's gifts. So you can use these gifts to be of service in exchange with abundance and fulfillment, right? And then it also reveals your wound. So what your soul is here to heal that you haven't resolved from your past life, as well as the lessons that we need to learn to evolve from a soul's standpoint, like universally, although we uniquely have our own gifts, wounds, and lessons, but universally, from a soul standpoint, it's about evolution. So it's to evolve into a better version of your old self. Now, if I mention, okay, so your soul is light and your soul's goal is to evolve, what does that mean? Like, okay, so what does that evolution mean? It literally just means to embody all 7 layers of your aura color. Like you become rainbow. You become white or gold eventually. That should be your aura color. So not a
Mm.
particular color, because that way you have all of them. That's why a lot of the ascended masters like Jesus Christ or Buddha walk through the human path, and at the end people see them have a golden aura. What does that mean?
Mm.
Because they walk through all the 7 layers of the rainbow light. They've healed all the wounds, learned all the lessons, and embody their soul gift. That's what the eventual goal is. If you ask me what is soul, what is the purpose, and what does that mean?
Okay. Well, that was great. That was great. Now, as you were talking, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of different versions of what the soul is supposed to look like. I'm a meditator and I would call myself a spiritual seeker.
Mhm.
And I read a lot of things and I've seen it several times. At first I thought the first time I saw it, I thought it was a bunch of crock. But then I heard it again, and now, when you hear things more than once, you kind of believe it. But I'm hearing things that the soul is connected to the body with a silver cord. Is that true?
Um, so I'm not sure about the exact silver core. That like, but 2018 is when I had my first Kundalini awakening, and that's when I begin to tune into the quantum field and see, the other realms, the spiritual realms. So
Mm-hmm.
when I perceive people's aura, I see them as a bowl of light, and that's no difference than spirit. So because I'm also an angel channeler, so I read people's spirit team, your ancestors, star beings, and all of them is basically a bowl of light. Now they radiate a different energy or that's why it has different color. So basically light is just frequency or different wavelength. That's why it radiates in different color. Now even angels or spirit guides, they don't necessarily have, you know, eyes, ears, nose, you know, facial expressions, but I recognize them from my the vibration of the light frequency or energy. That's how I kind of differentiate. Is that an Archangel Michael or that's Archangel Metatron? That's how I differentiate them. So your soul's light, it's what I would see is a symbol. It's a Merkaba symbol. So it's basically two triangle interlocking. It's like a six you know, pointed shape. Or if it's 3D, just two pyramids interlocking, you know, one on the top, one on the bottom, and spinning. So
Mhm.
your soul's light is pretty much housed in there. So if like I did not see any silver cords, if you want to say, but I do see layers, like
Okay.
aura, the aura color, the seven aura layer power by the chakras. I do see
Okay.
layers of like onions, but in light form. So um what happens is that because we have different gifts and different wounds, is that the aura layer that's stronger, like we are more gifted, right, this lifetime, they just radiate stronger or more vibrant color. Okay.
Mhm.
And then the particular your soul wound aura layer, it just radiate less because that's your wound. And so it's
Mhm.
pretty intuitive, this system, right? It's just like
Okay.
you're born with, you know, stronger, say, if you're a healer, you have more of the solar plexus and the heart chakra are radiate stronger. So yellow and green are a little bit stronger. So you can be a jade aura color or turquoise aura color. However, you might have an ancestral wound that's rooted in your red aura layer or your sacral chakra, your orange aura layer. So those color, it's just less. So it's weaker. So it's on the other spectrum of the color wheel. So
Mhm.
that's when the information, that's how I view the information. When I tune into your soul aura color, and I see, oh, you radiate, if you radiate more of the green and turquoise spectrum or blue spectrum, then I know that, okay, so your wound is more in the red and orange aura layer because you radiate more of that. So that's how I view in terms of the soul and, you know, the light energy and the information I want to tune in what they are here. So remember, like eventually we want all aura layers, right? So the lessons or the work, the spiritual work for this particular soul is to get back that red and orange into their aura layer and eventually become, you know, white of all the aura layers,
Mm.
if that makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
Okay. So not a question.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that the soul moves in and out of the body. Is that
Yes,
true? This
that's right.
light,
That is right.
does it stay out there? And if so, how far out there it stays? And when does it move in and out of the body? Because I see you're shaking your head. It moves in and out of the body.
That's correct. Yes. So a lot of people, if you have near-death experience, would say that they are like elevated. They are like, oh, I'm out of my body. I'm seeing my body lying there, you know.
Right.
So, but it doesn't have to be, you know, you can have a near-death experience and actually it can be controlled. It's a psychic ability. I call it, or the sages call it astral travel. So when you
Yes.
are very deep,
Like, yeah, the monks do that. Yes.
exactly.
Right.
Yes. I also personally practice that. So I
Okay.
kind of understand. So you are aware of your body, but your soul or your energy, that bowl of light, you know, your light energy are kind of out of it. I won't say it wasn't too far away. It's
Mhm.
around your arm's length. I wouldn't say that
Okay.
it's like right out there in the other universe, not that far away, you know. But you're still
Okay.
aware that your body is around. However, your consciousness, it's plugged into what's called the quantum field basically, and
Hmm.
there you see other spirits. So not, you know, you are also a spirit, of course, you have no separation from them, but once your soul is kind of out of your body, you tune into the field of energy that's in the collective. So you're not alone, you know, you see other souls, you see other spirit beings. That's
That's
what I would
beautiful.
say. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's the only time your spirit go moves in and out of your body if you're in astral travel. It doesn't do that on a
Or
regular daily
also
basis.
dreaming. Sometimes when people dreams, like if you have lucid
Ah,
dreaming, in your dream state, or
right.
theta, when your brainwave at a really deep theta brainwave, that's during meditation. You can do that as well.
You can do that as well.
So
Okay.
there are a few, other, mythical experience when you started to tune into the spirit realms. I know mediums do that all the time. It's
Hmm.
just like, what do you, it's almost a muscle that you need to train. Everyone has it. I want to put it
Hmm.
out there. Everyone, as long as you are a soul, you have this ability. It's not just to gifted people. It's just because it's just like practicing riding a bicycle. Some are better, some are worse. Because
Right.
but once we experience that, like, I just really try to train that muscle, like, so that way, for more experienced channelers or mediums, they just can shut it up and, basically turn it on and off
And turn
quite,
it off. Right.
immediate. But that,
Right.
that takes training. That's psychic development, basically. And
Okay.
actually, it's discussed in the book. I talk about
Okay.
it.
Okay. All right. So, what do you think the real purpose of the soul is? You mentioned, which I already knew, and probably some of our listeners did, that the your soul is a combination of your past, present, and future life of all things. I mean, I
Yes.
wasn't sure if I heard future before, but I know that I heard past lives. It's reincarnated because we never really, the soul never really dies. We all have eternal life, and it just reincarnates. I mean, not too many, I'm not sure if the Christian faith believes it, but as a Christian, I do believe it because, I follow a lot of teachings from the Buddha. You talked about the Buddha and, the Western, Eastern philosophy. So, what is the purpose of the soul? Is I think you mentioned earlier that it is to fix problems from the past and and identify the future. So, for instance, let's say people joke about it, but let's say that you did something bad in a past life. Is your soul going to come here to kind of repair that karmic debt?
Okay, so, as I mentioned, your soul is here to evolve, right? So what
That's
does
the
that
word. Okay.
actually mean?
Yes.
Like, in practical terms, is, there are three pieces of information, and that's what the oracle wheel identifies. So first of all, you become human is for you to hear, to experience the abundance and joy in life, right? Otherwise, you can just remain in the spirit realm. And of course, you are here because you are here to evolve. So you will face challenges and lessons as well. But you need to have that self-awareness to overcome it, or to learn it, or incorporate, integrate in yourself, right? And they were in so first of all, I want to mention that, I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. But I respect all religion. I actually read everything. I read the Bible. I read the Quran. I read, I read Judaism, Kabbalah. I read Indian tradition wisdom, the Abhipansha, and as well
Okay.
as the Buddhism teachings.
Okay.
They all come to Eventually they all come to one. Now, regardless the dogma, the practice, and all that, but the goal is to literally just to put you in that sacred space when you have unions with God. Okay, so
Hmm.
that's that.
Hmm.
There's no
That's true.
difference, although they have, different ways of viewing the world. So I'm not here to speak from a religious standpoint, but I do respect all religious. Just that Ten Commandment is pretty much every religion is talking about that,
Has it?
right?
Okay.
So
Amazing. Okay.
yeah, exactly. So, from a practical standpoint, that soul purpose is, first, you are here to embody your soul gifts. A lot of people forget that's how you be of service. You are here for a reason, and that's to be of service. But how? What do you use? If you are a healer and you don't perform healing, and if you're an artist and you're not creating art, that's why I was put into a psychic, a ER visit, because I was doing not in alignment with what I'm here supposed to do,
That's true.
right?
That's true.
So they
Yeah.
will, just like Oprah Winfrey once said, if you don't learn the lessons in your life, they first throw you some pebbles. And if you still don't learn, okay, let me throw you some stones
That's some
until you
rocks, right?
finally course correct and
Yeah.
hear me and hear the souls yelling. And this is what exactly you're here to do, right? So that's
Right.
the first piece of the puzzle. Okay, so if you're an entrepreneur, but you're stuck in a government job or a corporate job, and if you are a creative individual, like an artist, and you're not creating, you're not writing, you're not singing, you're not dancing, you're not painting, and you're doing statistical analysis, and by the way, you're gonna get sick, okay? And that can manifest in physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, okay? So that's the first piece of the puzzle. And the second piece of the puzzle is that what is the wound that you haven't resolved from your past life, right? So you are here to heal. Because, and as I mentioned, you can manifest it in physical forms, it can be emotional forms, mental forms, or spiritual forms. And you show symptoms, like I have a soul wound in my throat chakra, and now I've healed it to a pretty good certain degree. Look at me, I communicate no problem. But as a kid, I was born with strep throat and nose bleeding constantly. And my mom even worry about like what's going on, like what's up, that you can find it even from your childhood. Now I was manifesting in physical form. Some people have maybe ADHD, or autism. Okay, like they just have can be different forms of the
Right.
same thing. So that's why it's so cool to know every single aura layer and how it can manifest it in different forms. Then oh, that's my wound. I'm here to heal it. Okay, so like I heal it from a lot of chanting, sound healing, because different layer of wounds have different holistic medicine that can heal it. Right? We are born
Mm-hmm.
on we are part of nature. We
Mm-hmm.
use the herbs, the sound, and that's all, vibration and frequency, right? So that's the second thing, is to raise the self-awareness of what's going on with me. So if you know that you are in the driver's seat, instead of the life circumstance playing around, oh, why am I becoming a victim? You are like, I'm in power. I know that this is my wound, and
Right.
I accept it, and I'm going to heal it. And then
Heal it.
you are going to raise your vibration into your next version of level, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
you have mentioned that we all have some karmic debts, otherwise we won't incarnate. so unfortunately, if you are human, you all have it. Okay, so
Okay.
don't be so afraid of so karmic debts are just like soul contracts. We always have some negative soul contracts and positive soul contracts. Okay, so it's the yin and the yang, and the lightless and the dark. Without the yin, you cannot see the yang. Without the yang, you cannot see the yin. So don't worry that, okay, I just want my life is to be light. No, if you can't see the darkness, you don't even know what's the light
The
about,
light
right?
is, that's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
we all have it. It's just like when you have more self-awareness and clarity, when the situation comes in your life, no matter it's just an argument or it's just an accident that you feel like it's unfair, or judgment and all that stuff, then you're aware, oh, it's okay. It's just I'm entering into a karmic relationship, and it's okay to let it go. Don't fight it. Instead of fighting it, or you seek judgment, all that, you just have that awareness, that clarity, the inner knowing that, oh, this is just a life lesson, or I'm entering this a karmic relationship, and it's okay, I'm going to end this for good, like once and for all. You forgive yourself, forgive others, whoever does harm to you, and just
Mm-hmm.
let it go, right? So
Hmm.
those are the three pieces of the puzzle. And eventually, why do we do this work? It's hard. It's not easy. I'm not saying that it's easy, but once you know it, it helps, right? And the second thing is that you have to take action. If you're resisting it, you will just suffer even more, right? So the end goal is literally to you, for you to experience joy, to experience love, to experience abundance, because that's your natural state. So like,
Mhm.
why do I do all of this work? It doesn't sound fun, you know. It's not like I just watch a movie and Netflix and chill, right? I'm like, yeah, but you do this, you realize that, oh wow, you know, like you really exit the end, the exit the suffering cycle almost, you know.
Mhm.
Your health is good, you know, you're healthy, you're joyful, you feel loved and supported, you don't feel alone because you are connected to spirit. This work is so worth doing it, even though it took me 14 years to get here to channel this book. I had that ER visit since 2011, but I do
Right.
make daily meditation. And at the time, I literally just want to heal my anxiety and depression. I wasn't even thinking of spiritual enlightenment, nothing like that, right? Nothing that fancy.
Right.
But
Right.
then, 3 months of the daily meditation, I was out of all the anxiety and depression medication I was on. Only 3 months. And I'm like,
Wow.
wow, this is magical. I'm going to keep doing it, you know, no matter what. You know, and then right now it's become my routine. Just after brushing my teeth, if you set, you know, you set that 20 minutes alarm there, you have to
Yeah.
do it. You know, it's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
if you brush your teeth every day, if you do like it's just your energy hygiene, right? Your
Right.
energy, protecting your energy. So I do
Mhm.
that for 7 years. I without any expectation. I was just for my insanity, for my sanity, literally.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I had my Kundalini awakening. That's when I tune in and see all the spiritual. I wasn't like if 10 years ago, if you ask me if I believe in angels, I would say that no, they don't exist. I'm not joking. Like
Yeah.
after 7 years of daily meditation, oh my gosh, when my third eye was wide open, when I begin to see aura colors and all of these, I'm like, wow, that's the truth. That's the truth.
Wow.
And this is the end goal. You know, you are here to enjoy life and to have all of these, you know, to have all the health, the joy, the money, the love, you know, everything you want to experience is within your soul. And that's actually that's when I channel the book because it helped me. I wish I had this system 14 years ago when I completely
Mhm.
lost and don't know what I was doing, right? Because from the
Mhm.
outside world, it looks perfect. My life was perfect then. 2011, I was engaged to my husband. I almost graduated my PhD degree. You know, from the outside world, I'm going to be a professor. You know, I'm all set. Like, wow, you know, you have a, you know, good
And you still had anxiety. Wow.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. But deep down,
Yes.
you know if there is something that you get stuck with, an old pattern, an old thought pattern, a physical symptom, or you know, or emotional trauma, if you don't resolve it, haha, the extreme form is either cancer, you know, to the physical form, or something extreme, you know, to some mental disease, bipolar, like whatever you can name it, right?
Mhm.
So that's why you want to adjust it. And that's also why you want to be in the driver's seat. So to gain that clarity before, you know, life becomes too much of a suffering and you become the victim.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 But this is probably work that 1% of people do. So I guess we're all suffering. So, which is pretty good. I kind of communicate with my soul a lot because I'm a meditator. And I've asked myself the question, who am I? Why am I here? What do I want? And what is my soul here to do? And, you know, but who says I'm getting the right answer? It's just, what's popping into my brain. You're doing it with a more scientific ability, and you're doing it from your many sources of skill. Yeah, like you talk about you're able to see angels, you're able to see the our aura colors, you're able to tap into astral travel and all that. So you've become almost a master. So it's good that you are helping and sharing and trying to bring as many people as you can, into awareness of this work. So that's great. So now let's talk about the soul and the light and the colors. You talked about it being a rainbow, and you talked about if you're in the blue, then it's this, and if you're in the oranges, then it's that. So can you walk us through the color system?
Yes, definitely. So first of all, I would like to say that every soul has its own timing in terms of spiritual work and awakening. And once you tune into that field, you know that time is really an illusion. And I tell people that, people read my bio, they will say that, wow, you do 1,000 different things, Helen. What are you really, right? And then I told them that because I remember so many of my past life gifts. I've done this many, many lifetimes. This is not the first life that I've done this work. So if you had that remembrance, it's within you. Everyone can access it. It's not like you have to do like, literally, I'm asking you for 20 minutes a day. It's not like, if you work 8 hours a day, come on, you can do something 20 minutes a day. That's all that,
Right.
that's all that I ask for. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not like but once you remember that piece, you know that, and there is no, really, there is no past, present, and future. It's all happening in the same time. And that, and just really, it's about accessing which version of you, which version of you want to tap into. In that, I know it sounds a little bit more woo woo, for people who are new to this, but it's really possible. And I'm so glad more and more science are actually catching up to this new reality. It's past, present, future are all in the same time. It's all happening at right now. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
which version of you want to access it, and that's when, like, almost like, which soul gift do I need to use right now? I'm just accessing that version of me. That's what I'm trying to do. So that's like internally, that's what I'm doing. And if, look, if I wasn't even born any Wu at all. If I can do it, I want to let you know that everyone is able to do it. And I've been teaching this, and I see the transformation from a completely corporate professional, doesn't believe any of these, to a psychic. I see transformations not just from me, and also from hundreds of my students using this system that had worked. So I wanted to put it out there that it actually does work. And then going back to your question, you asked about the different colors. If you're more this, you're less that. How does that work? I want to differentiate that, first of all, there are three types of aura colors. Because if you're aura reader, if people who are aura reader listening to this, they will say that, oh, your aura changes all the time, which is also true, because what they're talking about is your mood aura. How can you read someone's soul purpose from their aura color? What I want to emphasize here is what I'm talking about is your soul aura. Now, that's the most permanent of the three, okay? So the first is your mood aura. That's around your face. Just like people are angry, the face is turning red. Like, it's very intuitive. There was nothing woo woo about it. It's intuitive. Wow, why are
Right.
you so angry? You can sense that. Even
You
just
can feel
normal
it. You can
people. Yeah,
feel
you
it.
can
Yes.
feel it,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's around your face. And that's your mood aura. That can change really. Like in one day, you can have 7 colors, no problem. Okay,
Okay.
so that's your mood aura. And second, it's semi-permanent. It's called your personality aura. So your personality aura is around your head. Now, for children who are younger, they change a little bit more frequently. But once you reach adulthood, it's a little bit more permanent. I'm not saying that it doesn't change, but it changes only when big events, it's significant events happens in your life. Maybe you be from an introvert, you become an outgoing person. From an analytical person, you become an intuitive person. So your personality shifted a bit. That can change, and that's around your head. Now, my book, it talks about the soul aura, about your soul's purpose. Those three pieces of information is around your heart. It radiates it around your heart chakra, because that's where our soul's light resides, right? So, and that particular, and first of all, aura is the three-dimensional X-ray electromagnetic field. So it's electric and magnetic, okay? Because it's your brain is electric, a lot of fire, a lot of electricity in there, and your heart is magnetic, okay? It's magnet. So that's the
Okay.
energy that I'm talking about. If you want to feel your aura, it's actually super simple. Even if your third eye is not open, I cannot see it. You can just like rub your palm, like when it's warm. This is the electromagnetic pool, and we just like go closer and closer. I can already feel the different layers of our aura. Now, when I mention the layers, the rainbows, it literally means the red, like the seven chakras along our spine. Those are the powerhouse. You can think like electricity. You need to have some power to power the electricity, right? So it's from the bottom of your spine. That's called the root chakra. All right, that governs your security, grounding, safety, and all that. All the way up, along your spine, all the way up to your crown. The crown is the connection to spirit realm. Okay, and the aura color wheel only uses the 6 aura layers, because after you work on the 6 aura layers in your body, the crown which will open. That's when you connect with the spirit realm. Now, this system has 9 soul gift archetypes, meaning that each of us has 2 aura layers that are really strong. It's like natural to us. And there's 1 aura layer that's our wound. As I mentioned, I was born with a tangerine soul aura color. So what does that mean? It's a shade of orange, right? Tangerine orange. Because
Like what I'm wearing.
yeah, that's right. That's what you're wearing. That's right. Exactly. So, my soul wound is my blue aura layer. So that's like the weakness. That's why in the tangerine aura color you don't show this as much, right? So you can see the wheel, the 36 soul aura color, how it's formed. It's basically your strong aura layer. So my sacral chakra, the orange aura layer, govern the creativity. All artists have a strong aura layer there. Same thing with my violet, my third eye. I paint through my third eye vision. So those two are my strong aura layers. However, my blue aura layer is weaker, so I don't see as much blue. So if you are a painter, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about light mixing, not pigment mixing. So it's a RGB color wheel, not CMYK. So basically, if you add your orange, add your violet, minus the blue, that's what tangerine comes out. Okay, so that's how the system works. So then the other 3 aura layer that I'm neither very strong or very weak, right? So those are just my lessons, just like my heart chakra, my yellow, my solar plexus chakra, and my red aura layer. So those are lessons I need to learn, but they might not be as strong as the soul wound. Okay, so that's kind of the intuitive, way of saying how the color wheel is coming to form.
Okay, so how does that equate to my purpose? So you were born tangerine
Mm-hmm.
and so again, when I'm using the word purpose, it's what you're here to do,
Yes,
what
that's
you're
right.
supposed to evolve at.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So,
explain
like
that.
for example, I'm born with an artist archetype, right? Because violet aura layer and sacral chakra or orange aura layer are my strong suit. Remember that 3 pieces of purpose is that first you help claim that you are an artist. Don't have that imposter syndrome that you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you
Okay.
cannot make money. All right. I had a 7-figure business just doing art. Okay, so it's like bullshit about starving artists. Just ditch that cliche. First of all, you need to claim your soul gift. For example, Myrna, I can see you're actually born with 2 soul gift archetypes. You're both a healer and entrepreneur. So if you don't like you're born freaking healer and entrepreneur, you don't have your own business, you don't have your podcast, you don't be a host. I mean, why are you here, right? So a lot of
Right.
people, first of all, to even
I love it.
struggle to know what should I do in my life, what should I do for my job, how can I have abundance, and all of these questions, right? That's the first action, to embody your soul gifts without any doubt, with 100% of faith, and just do it. All right, just like whatever is required for success in that soul gift archetype, do that thing. Okay, that's the first piece of information. Good information to know, right? If I
Yes.
have known it, before my PhD study, probably I would go to art school
And
instead
not
of
spend all
writing
that money on
papers.
PhD, right? Yes.
Exactly, right? So that's already a good to know, right?
Right. Mhm.
So what does that mean, right? So the second piece of information is what does that mean? Because my wound is in the blue aura layer. So what does it mean? And it's also governed by Gemini. So this system is channeled based upon seven spiritual wisdoms, like other spiritual wisdoms. I also have extensive, I would say that I learned from the founder, if they are still alive, that I've learned human design, genie keys, numerology, Western Vedic astrology, and Chinese zodiacs. So this system is based upon those seven systems, meaning that your wound is related to your Chiron sign in Western and Vedic astrology. And my Chiron sign is in Gemini. So that's a wound that's govern your communication. And lucky me, my north node, just so you know, north node is the moon's north node. That's where your this lifetime supposed to go, from this to there, right? And that's also in Gemini. So for me, once you know your wound, you don't need to know the Chiron or that, because the quiz, there was a 20 question quiz where you identify your birthday. It's already in there. It's embedded. You might not be able to see all the mechanics behind it, but it's really embedded in wisdom. So in the blue aura layer, it tells me that, okay, so this life, I need to train my communication. And guess what I'm doing right now, right? I wrote a
You're
book.
actually doing pretty well. You're doing pretty good. So you've obviously mastered that.
Yes, yes. I've been healing that a lot, right?
Yes.
So you need
Yes.
to teach that nervousness. You need to be comfortable in communicating. You're speaking your truth,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and guess what? Like they asked me to born in China this lifetime, which I'm not very familiar with. It's funny because I have many lifetimes in the UK. Okay, so for
Mm.
me, born in China this lifetime, it's because I need to learn the lesson to be not conform, but to speak up. In China, born in the 80s as a woman, it's really hard to speak up. I wasn't even in a culture that be able to speak up
Speak
my
up.
my
Yeah.
truth, to be honest.
Right.
And they prefer boys over girls, right? They
Yeah.
squat
Yeah.
your voice. And that's
Yeah.
why that's exactly now I know every now I know, oh, that's why, I'm here to heal that, right? So
Mm.
that's the second piece of information. Oh, that's what I need to know. And then the other three aura layers are my lessons. So when my relationship with my mother, we have a really tense relationship before. Right now, of course, it took me years to resolve it. Right now, we're at a really good sweet spot because I intentionally, turn to
Intentionally
that
worked on it.
ancestral,
Yes.
exactly,
Yes.
because I'm
Mhm.
aware of it. When
Yeah.
this happens, then I'm aware, oh, that's a symptom or that's a manifestation of my ancestral trauma that I need to
Mm.
heal, the limiting
Mhm.
beliefs that I had there that I need to heal. So then, like that's why, this system, that seven aura layer, it's everything, it's the total sum of your soul. It's everything you need to know about your soul. And also,
Wow.
because it evolves. Although the soul aura color is the most permanent of the three, it doesn't mean it's static. That's how I love this system. I also map out, it literally is like choose your own adventure game. Do you want to heal this first? Okay, once you heal this, what's the next version of you can become? All right. So
Mm.
now I'm embodying the entrepreneur soul gift archetype because I have healed my blue aura layer. It's no longer my wound. Now it's actually my strength. So now I can combine this with my yellow solar plexus chakra and become an entrepreneur. So you can change your soul gift archetype within the lifetime as long as you do the work. And
That's
eventually,
beautiful.
yeah,
That's
eventually you should
beautiful.
be able to embody all nine soul gift archetypes. You can be a teacher, you can be a healer, you can be an entrepreneur at the same time, and you can shape shift them. And that's what the Asian masters like Jesus Christ and Buddha have achieved. They can be
Mhm.
teachers, they can heal instantly, they can
Yes.
they can exactly. That's why, at the end of the day, what's the goal of your evolution? You can become everything at the same time simultaneously.
Mm.
Manifestation becomes super easy. You know, it doesn't take you like years to get to $1 million. It doesn't take you years to buy that car, to go to that vacation. No, whatever you vision, you can get that because your vibration is high. Now, I have
Yes.
to admit, before, you know, like when I try to trace a goal or achieve a goal, you know, it's all the analytical work. You know, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to hit that. Like I'm so busy every single day and take me years to get to one thing. And how this book was published by Hay House, it's actually a I think a truth or a proof to this, because once I channel it, I just was guided to publish a book, and then I'm not sure, you know, how to approach it, because I don't know how to approach it and all that. Not the traditional way, or you need to find a book agent, list out all the
Right.
publishers, you pitch them and all that stuff. I do nothing of that sort. I'm just telling the spirit, like, this is really in alignment. You need to
Wow.
really clear.
I
You
like
need
this
to get to,
story.
yeah. And then I said that, okay, I really need to
Yeah.
publish this book, but I have 100% faith in, because this is totally in alignment. And guess
Yes.
what? Within a week, an email just dropped in my inbox. I didn't
Uh,
even sign up Hay House Writers Community. They just said that, well, you know what? We have a writers community. Welcome people to join if you're interested in publishing a book with us. And it's a contest, right? You need to submit your book
mm.
proposal and then win the contest to get the contract. I, I don't look at this sign, it's so apparent. Like, although, you know, I still need to go through the process, still need to submit, but I'm not talking through my ego. I already know that this contract, I'm one of the winner. Like, I don't even, you don't even need to doubt it.
Wow.
You see?
Yes. Because you know that you're in alignment. Alignment. Yes.
Exactly, because
I love
it's
that word.
super in that's what soul alignment is. So this
Yes.
work is not without reward. It's like, oh, it sounded like, oh, that's so hard, la, la, la. But no, working on yourself, all the external things that you want, they come chase you. It's much easier. So it's like, I would rather say that, like, do you want to do all this external work, you know, all this busy work that you're non-stop working, or do you want to just, you know, do work on your own self so that
Yeah.
you are happier, healthier, and then the opportunity becomes to chase you? Which one would you like? Right? That's just
Yeah.
different type of
I love
work.
it. I love it. Right now, I'm trying to align my energy with wealth and money. But I mean, so when you talk about alignment, they're saying yes. You're saying that you don't chase wealth, you attract it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's the space that I'm in. So I'm definitely gonna pick up a copy of your book and learn how to work with my and I love working with my soul. I mean, I try to. Someone said to me once when they're talking about spirit guides, what your spirit guide look like and all that. And I'm not very visual, but I can. I'm very or what's the word?
Clear
I can
audience,
think.
clear
Right, right.
audience.
I
So you
can think
hear,
it.
yeah.
Right, and it still works for me, even though
Oh
I
yeah.
don't, I don't do the images. Right. Once I
Because
think about it.
I mentioned all the psychic abilities that one can have. Some people have strong, because you are entrepreneur, so gift archetype, so you have strong blue aura layer. It's not your wound, it's your gift. That's why
Okay.
you are a host. And normally people have strong blue aura layers are clear audience. You know,
Yes,
because you
that's what I
hear
am.
more.
I'm definitely.
Exactly.
That's the word. Yes.
Exactly. So, yeah, I actually guide people through this, getting into deeper alignment of who they really are, you
Ah,
know, through a
yes.
10-week course.
I love
And
it.
it's
Mhm.
funny that because this is the seventh year that I've offered this course. Before, I always call it flowing with your rainbow, because like you literally flow with all the rainbow aura of light.
Colors, right, right. Hmm.
And we just passed the Lionsgate portal August 8th. That's the Abundance Soul Alignment portal. And
Hmm.
I got a download that I need to change this year's course, should be called Embody Your Light. So you are literally embody the full spectrum of your light.
Yeah, that's a better
And
word. Yes.
exactly. So I'm like, okay, I love it. I feel the vibration of Isis at the time. So that's why, like, I like all spiritual wisdom, because in the end they all go
Yes.
to one. And
Yes.
And I also do feel that at a soul level there is no separation. We are all in this. We are really all one. If you can tune
Mhm.
into quantum, you see there is no separation. That's
Yeah.
why, no matter it's abundance, wealth, or health and everything, it's a collaboration process.
Mhm.
That's why, we're here to help raise each other's vibration.
Yes. Oh wow, that's amazing. Well, you know what? I wasn't quite sure where this interview was gonna go, but you've sold me because I'm definitely into vibration and into the chakras and into Kundalini awakening. I've tried all that stuff. Could never get my third eye open though. It's just not working. But I mean, I would love to do your work because you're right. You've got to work on yourself. You've got to know who you are. You've got to know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. Work with your strength, work with your weaknesses. I love your story where you came in strong in the orange and your third eye, and you
Right.
worked on your weaknesses, and now you're an excellent communicator. It's great. That's what we're supposed to do, right? So, all right.
Yeah,
So
that's
tell
right.
our listeners where they can pick up a copy of your book. I understand that you've got a free seminar or something that you're hosting. Tell us
Yeah.
about that. Tell us about your website, and so that they can continue to get more information after this interview.
Definitely. I have a free Soul Aura Color course on my website. It's everything that I offer is on my website homepage. Okay, so it's helencreatesbeauty.com. 3w.helencreatesbeauty.com. And then you can get a copy of this book from anywhere sells books. Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, local bookstores, anywhere that sells books, you can grab a copy, including audio copy. It's also available on Spotify. But I would recommend you to have a physical book because the Soul Evolution map, you remember the Choose Your Own Adventure game? It's all mapped out there. So it's just easier for you to refer back to it with a physical copy. But there was audio books, so anywhere you can buy it. And then that I have a free 75-minute unlock your soul's purpose with the aura color wheel on my website. You can just sign up and register so that you can get a little bit deeper into the system and how can you use it for yourself. And I also have a really big event. It's my annual summit. I call it Ignite Your Light this year. It's the seventh year I'm hosting this. Thousands of people have go through this. It's completely free. This year it's going to be on Saturday, October 4th from 9:30 to 11:30, 2 hours Pacific time, and that's on Zoom. So all you need to do is to just register. It's also on my website, helencreatesbeauty.com. So you just register, free 2 hour. We'll do some energy transmission because I do channeling. So sometimes I will channel my spirit team's message and see, whoever that shows up. I might tweak a little bit of our agenda, depends on the collective energy. So that's super cool event that you should not miss. I only do this once a year, and that's of course to launch my 10-week course Embody Your Light that I mentioned. That if you really want like hand holding, like how do you get to where I'm at today, from like misalignment. So again, I will just ask you to, no matter what is work, all right? It's the external work, doing the checklist every single day and take years to get to where you want to go, or just really work on yourself, work on your health, work on your soul, work on your spiritual alignment, and then opportunities, the right people, and synchronicity just come shower you. It's just different type of work, but I'm here now, so I'm a testament of the truth. And also, I always ask my students in the past who hop on the call and tell them their transformational story from stuck in a government job, just because of the security, so they get a paycheck, to right now a seven-figure entrepreneur doing the heck what she wanted to do. Like you see stories not just from me, from many others that have walked this path, and achieve not just abundance and that deep inner fulfillment. That's something that cannot be taken away. So I hope that you can join me. I have a lot of free downloads on my website, and this is my mission. I'm being called to do this, right? So I hope to see you in my community. Oh, the last thing I want to add is that if you get the book, I have 3 bonus gifts for you, still available. I'm not sure when I'm going to take it out, so please take advantage of it. First is that you can join my free Aura Color Wheel Circle Facebook group. There, I actually do monthly live Q&A calls and live spirit message reading. So I will tune into the content field, tell you exactly what you need to do, and your spirit team asking you to the next best action. People love that. And then the second thing is that you get a free, which is worth $150. It's a personalized feng shui birth element and gua number reading. I'm a third generation feng shui master, so I can tell you the 4 lucky directions for your love, health, abundance, and spiritual growth. So that way you know what to do, in your home. People also love that. And the last thing is that meditation is where to get me to this state. You remember the 20 minutes every day? I've done it 14 years and still ongoing. So
Right.
so I give you like $50 off my Rainbow Aura meditation bundle. In the bundle, it's 49 meditations to get you started, 7 meditation for each chakra. That's why it's so every week you can work on one aura layer until you finish the 49. You will be a completely different person because it's infused with solfeggio frequency. So even you don't do anything, you just listen to the solfeggio frequency, you are going to have, it's like sound healing every single day for
Yeah.
you, right?
Wow.
So,
You're
okay, so those are
amazing.
the goodies that you're gonna get just buying a $20 book. I mean, come on. I would spend $20 to get all of these.
Yeah, that's amazing. You're amazing. I can
Thank you.
definitely tell that you're in alignment with your purpose. You're in alignment with energy. You're in alignment. So I'm glad that I was able to amplify your message to the
Oh,
world.
yes.
And you've got me. I'm going to get a copy of your book, and I'm definitely going to go on your event on October the 4th. And I'm gonna get your meditation. Like I said, I meditate all the time, and I do some of the frequency meditation to
Hmm.
help me go to sleep. So
Yes.
yeah, I mean, I will definitely pick up a copy of your meditation. All right,
That's
guys.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're at the end of this amazing episode. I will have a an article, like a summarized convers of my conversation with Helen on the show page, which is myhelps.us. I will link out to her book, I will link out to her website, her Facebook group, so that you can, get all that information if you missed it here. And also, I will also talk about the Zoom meeting on October the 4th, because this episode will be live before then. So yeah, I mean, listen, I am definitely in this space, not with the aura colors and all that, but I'm definitely in the space of understanding my soul and what it's here to do, and asking the question, who am I? What am I here to do? What do I want? I've done that. And yeah, so this is just a extra layer of work to zoom it in. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So
That's right. To
yes.
bring it home. Yeah, yeah,
To
yeah,
bring
yeah.
it home,
You're
right?
on you're
Yes.
on the spiritual path, getting to the next level. Remember the evolution? You just need to,
Yes.
just raise that light quotient a little bit more. And you already, I can read, I mean, you already have 2 soul gift archetypes in under your belt. So you're just like getting into the next version of
Yeah.
you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, guys. Well, now this has been a very delightful conversation with Helen. I love speaking to people that are energized and passionate and about their work. So that's what I do on this show. So I love it. Well, all right. So we're fresh out of time. So thank you, Helen, for being on the show. Thank you for sharing your energy, your passion, and your work with me and our listeners. And we'll definitely keep on following you and connecting to your work. So thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.